Okay, Silver Pop here, and it is Easter Sunday, and today we're going to do a leg of lamb. Now, since I'm putting this video out on Easter Sunday, it's probably too late for you to do that unless you're watching this video next year, close to this time, but I think this would also be a wonderful thing to do for your mother on Mother's Day. So pay attention and see if this is something you'd be interested in doing. Now, I also want to say that this is the first time I've ever done this, so it's going to be a learning experience. And I think it's going to be fun. I like lamb and I like gyros, so hope we can do this at home and make it as enjoyable as it has been for me in the past. Okay, so we have this exquisite specimen of lamb, leg of lamb. Look at that thing. It's close to 9 pounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to coat this thing with extra virgin olive oil and just salt and pepper. We're gonna pat it down really well, and then we're gonna sear it. The recipe that I'm following recommends broiling it in the oven for 5 minutes or so each side until it kind of browns or sears the outer part of the leg of lamb. But well, you know, I like to use my torch any opportunity I get, so I'm gonna fire up the griddle and take my torch out there, and we're going to sear this thing up. Then we'll bring it back in and I'll show you the next steps. So yesterday here in coastal Carolina, it was like winter. The sun was shining, it was pretty, but today it is like summer. So we've got the grill nice and hot. We're in sear mode.
You're making her mad.
Okay.
Ooh.
Looks like it's alive.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, so we've got this baby seared up beautifully. I mean, this is seriously an exquisite piece of leg of lamb. And the grill and the torch did a really nice job. Actually, my phone overheated because the grill was so hot that it set off the temperature alarm on the phone, so it stopped recording partially through what was happening out there. So life hack, I threw it in the fridge, let it cool back down, we're back in business. Perfect timing because we now have the oven preheated to 325 degrees. I've got an herb pack here that my wife bought from the grocery store, and they actually call it the poultry pack, but it's also perfect for lamb. It's got rosemary and basil and, oh gosh, let me look and see. Sage and thyme. So those are all great spices or herbs to season a leg of lamb. Of course, we're gonna add some more salt and pepper, some more olive oil, and of course, garlic. Once we put these things, we're gonna coat this, and I'm gonna show you here, and then we're gonna build a nice tent of aluminum foil and stick it in the oven at 325 for 1 hour. Then we'll check the temperature and monitor the temperature to get to about 135, 140 degrees internal temperature throughout, and then it'll be ready to let rest, and then we start slicing. I gotta tell you, the combination of the poultry herbs, which, like I said, just meets the requirements for what you need to do the perfect leg of lamb. And I am inexperienced, but I do know flavors and I know herbs, and I know what this is gonna end up being. the olive oil, the garlic, the salt, the pepper, and an additional little dash of rosemary. Oh, it's just incredible. So we're gonna put our foil tin on here, get this thing in the oven. Oh, this is definitely good living. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of tinted up the foil. I don't want the foil actually touching the leg of lamb because I don't want to transfer heat directly to the herbs. I don't want those herbs to burn. I want them to bake or just cook in to the meat. So in 1 hour, we're gonna check this and see where we're at. Okay, so we are at the 1 hour mark, and I'm not anticipating that this is ready, but we're gonna check the temperature anyway. It smells incredible. It looks incredible. Let's see what our temperature is. Getting to the nice thick. Careful not to touch the bone. As suspected, with a 9-pound leg of lamb, we are currently at about 78 degrees internal temperature, so we definitely have some more time. So we're gonna take this, I'm gonna leave the cover on it, and we're gonna let her go for another 20 minutes, and then we'll check again. Okay, so we've got the lamb back in the oven, and I'm guessing we probably have another hour and a half left before we get to the temperature that we're looking for. But so it seemed like an appropriate time. I went ahead and took 5 baked potatoes. Well, at this time they're just russets. Poked holes in them with a fork, salted them with sea salt, a little bit of olive oil, after washing them, of course, and they are now wrapped in foil individually and in the oven at 325 also. So hopefully by the time the lamb is ready, we'll have some baked potatoes. I think my bride is also doing some green beans and mushrooms, and of course we have some deviled eggs that my mother-in-law has made. So it's gonna be a feast. Okay, so at this point it is looking incredible. We're at about the 20-minute mark after the last check. You can see we're at about 104 degrees. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this back in the oven, but we're gonna leave it uncovered now and continue to check it in 20-minute intervals. So I just want to comment again, from the penetrations that I made with the fork for testing temperature, the moisture coming out of that meat is still spectacular. So the expectation is when we get a cut into this, it can be very moist, very moist. Look at that lamb. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at this. We're at 141 degrees. So that tells me it's time to bring it out, let it rest, because it's going to continue to cook out of the oven. So now we're at a good medium rare. We're going to let that rest while the potatoes finish up, and my wife and my mother-in-law get the green beans and mushrooms ready. Then we're going to be ready to slice this thing up. Happy Easter. This is good living. Okay, so my bride has picked out a Merlot sauce that we're going to put over the lamb once we slice that baby up. So we're bringing that to a simmer and we're mixing it up. We also have here our mushrooms and green beans that my mother-in-law has set up. Okay, so now we've started to cut the leg of lamb from the bone. We took and cut into steaks, and then we cut along the bone here. And you can see that we're starting to pull off some really nice pieces. And we're gonna continue to do that right along that bone. Okay, so here we are finally at the table. We've got a nice Merlot to complement our lamb dinner. If you look, got my baked potatoes, sour cream, cheese, our lamb, and the lamb ended up beautiful, exquisite with a Merlot sauce. Got our mushroom and green beans. And let's take a quick bite of this lamb. See how this turned out. Got a little pink in there, slightly rare.
Dad, you want the Merlot sauce on it?
Okay, so I'll see what all the excitement about lamb is on holidays. I'll definitely do this again. And Mother's Day's coming up. I encourage you to put this on your Mother's Day menu. Do this for your mama.
This tastes like running through the backyard of my childhood home. Straight up.
Wow. Thank you so much, David.
This is really good. This is better than when I was in Athens last year and had goat. This is really delicious. Ed, do you have something to say?
Fast Eddie.
Oh, you can't beat this. Bah.